Welcome to Spurs Focus, your go-to spot for daily Tottenham news, transfers, and match updates. Don't forget to support the channel by hitting that subscribe button now. Let's dive into today's top story. Tottenham boss Thomas Frank defends Xavi Simons after a slow start. Just like Liverpool's £116 million Wirtz, the young star needs time to settle, but fans are starting to worry. Tottenham boss Thomas Frank says Xavi Simons will need time to settle, just like Florian Wirtz following his record move to Liverpool. Spurs paid RB Leipzig £52 million to sign Simons after missing out on Eberechi Eze and Morgan Gibbs-White. The Dutchman was also courted by Chelsea and arrived in the Premier League with a good reputation, having contributed 22 goals and 24 assists in 78 appearances for Leipzig. But he has made a sluggish start for Tottenham, with just 1 assist in 8 appearances so far, and that came from a corner in his first match on September 13th. His slow start is comparable to Wirtz, who is yet to record a single goal contribution in 10 games for Liverpool after they paid Bayer Leverkusen £116 million for his services. I think that's a very good question, and also a very good comparison with Wirtz, Frank said when presented with the comparison in a press conference before Spurs play Monaco on Wednesday. Also a very good player, just like Xavi, a very good player, coming into a new country, a new club, new city. They just need to settle in, and it is part of it. We're all getting judged every game, but we also need to see the little bit bigger perspective and see it over time. I always look for glimpses and bits of pieces we're working at. For example, Xavi. I think there were some good bits. Worked with him and asked him more to be arriving in the box, which when I looked at the game back he did. Was there the big eye-catching moment? Number. But there were good glimpses, so I think it's constantly going a bit in the right direction. Both Simons and Wirtz are playmakers who have been fielded in a number 10 position without much success so far. Liverpool play Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League on Wednesday night, following a run of 4 straight defeats. Wirtz came off the bench in the 2-1 defeat by Manchester United and played in central midfield, but once again couldn't make an impact. He started the Reds' last Champions League game against Galatasaray, but has only been used off the bench since then. Nevertheless, Arne Slot has hinted that he could be handed a start in Frankfurt. Special for Florian Wirtz as well to go back to Germany and play there, he said. Special for Jeremy Frimpong because he was also, like Florian and like Hugo Ekitike, so successful in Germany. For the 3 of them, it's nice to play in Germany again. Christian Romero, Destiny Udogie and Ben Davies did not take part in Tottenham training ahead of the UEFA Champions League clash with Monaco on Wednesday. Thomas Frank's side travelled to France hoping to build on the victory against Villarreal and 2-2 draw with Bodo/Glimt in Europe so far this season. Spurs captain Romero pulled out in the warm-up of Sunday's 2-1 loss to Aston Villa with an adductor issue, while Udogie reported minor irritation in his knee after international duty. Both injuries are not thought to be serious, but the pair did not take part in opening training at Hotspur Way on Tuesday and look to be doubts for the trip to Stade Louis II. Versatile defender Davies was also absent from the session, and it means Spurs could be without 10 players on Wednesday night. Tottenham were already without Radu Dragusin, Yves Bissouma, James Maddison, Dejan Kulusevski and Dominic Solanke due to injuries, but Kota Takai and Mathis Tel are unavailable after not being included in the club's Champions League squad. Asked if Romero could be fit in time to face Monaco, Frank said at the weekend, "I don't know. He could be, he couldn't. I just don't know. Right now, if I'm honest, I had one focus. I went into the changing room, and then I spoke to the players, and then I prepared a little bit for Anthony, for the questions they're going to have. And then I worry about the players tomorrow." Meanwhile, Spurs have announced the appointment of Dan Lewandon as the club's new performance director. He has joined the Lilywhites from City Football Group, where he is currently serving his notice period. Lewandon will oversee the medical, sports science, nutrition and psychology departments across the men's, women's and academy teams. Johan Lang, the co-sporting director, said, "We are delighted that Dan will be joining us as performance director. He was the standout candidate and brings a wealth of experience across a wide range of team and individual sports, working in high-performance environments with elite athletes. Dan also has a strong academic background and his expertise will be hugely beneficial to us as we drive this area of the club with innovative thinking. We look forward to Dan starting. Tottenham Hotspur have announced the appointment of Dan Lewenden as the club's new performance director. He has joined the Lilywhites from City Football Group, where he is currently serving his notice period. Lewenden will oversee the medical, sports science, nutrition, and psychology departments across the men's, women's, and academy teams. He joined City Football Group in August 2022 as Director of Player Health and Performance, working across their network of clubs, which includes Manchester City, Girona, and New York City. Prior to this, Lewenden enjoyed a 6-year stint as Head of High Performance Science and Medicine at the Lawn Tennis Association, LTA. In an official statement, Johan Lang, the co-sporting director, said, "We are delighted that Dan will be joining us as performance director. He was the standout candidate and brings a wealth of experience across a wide range of team and individual sports, working in high-performance environments with elite athletes. Dan also has a strong academic background, and his expertise will be hugely beneficial to us as we drive this area of the club with innovative thinking. We look forward to Dan starting." The arrival of Lewenden follows the return of Fabio Paratici, who was recently appointed as Tottenham's new co-sporting director. As part of a wider restructure, in light of Daniel Levy's departure, the former Juventus chief works alongside Langer. Last week, an official club statement outlined how they plan to deliver sustained on-pitch success. It reads, "This is part of a new structure for our men's football operation, designed to strengthen leadership, collaboration, and long-term decision-making across all areas of the men's and boys' game. Together, they will lead our men's football strategy and drive an ambitious new chapter for the club." This evolution forms part of the club's continued investment in world-class men's and women's football structures designed to deliver sustained on-pitch success. Johan and Fabio's combined expertise will ensure that every decision, from player pathways and performance development to scouting and recruitment, is aligned and supports one overarching goal: to build a winning, world-class men's team that endures. This partnership reflects a progressive approach to modern football operations, uniting two proven leaders with complementary experience and a commitment to collaboration and innovation. Vinay Venkatesham, who was named as the club's new Chief Executive Officer in April 2025, also offered an insight on the roles of Paratici and Langer. He said, "This is an important evolution in how we operate. The remit of a sporting director today is vast, and by uniting two exceptional leaders in Johan and Fabio, we're setting the foundations for sustained success. They are both outstanding football minds with complementary expertise and strong track records. This structure reflects our ambition and our determination to compete at the very highest level to deliver for our supporters. Together, Fabio and Johan will lead with purpose, building not only a competitive men's squad, but a connected football ecosystem where every detail contributes to our shared ambition to make our club a benchmark for excellence in world football." Mickey van der Ven blasts his Tottenham teammates after their 2-1 loss to Aston Villa. He says Spurs didn't do enough in attack and sends a clear message before the Champions League clash with Monaco. Mickey van der Ven has criticised his Tottenham teammates and believes that the attacking players should have created more chances during Sunday's 2-1 defeat against Aston Villa. Thomas Frank's side made the perfect start at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, however. Rodrigo Bentancur put Spurs ahead in the 5th minute, slotting the ball home after Van der Ven headed across the box. Although Tottenham created chances to double their lead, Villa equalised 8 minutes before the break. Morgan Rogers was the man that scored it, as he fired the ball beyond Guglielmo Vicario from the edge of the area. Villa went on to win it in the second half, with substitute Emiliano Buendia coming on and scoring in the 77th minute. The Argentine dribbled inside before curling an inch-perfect shot past Vicario and into the corner. Spurs may have had more shots on target, and clear-cut chances, but Van der Ven felt his side could have done much more to get at least a point, if not 3, from the game. Speaking to Sky Sports post-match, Van der Ven said, "I don't think we did enough. If we'd done enough, we wouldn't have lost this game. I don't think we gave too much away. They scored 2 goals from outside the box. But I think we can also create more for ourselves. We always give 100% to the fans and the club and everyone. Tottenham suffered a major injury blow moments before the game as Christian Romero pulled up in the warm-up and was forced to withdraw from the 11, with Kevin Danso taking his place. We knew he was a doubt during the week already, Van de Ven said on Romero, but of course it's always bad when he pulls out in the warm-up. But I think Kevin Danso came in and did really well. Adding on Romero's condition, Frank said in his post-match press conference, minor abductor injury. He felt a little bit the past few days. We expected him to be fine, but he wasn't. I don't think it is too big. There were two big teams on the pitch, he added, reflecting on the result. We started very well. Villa produced 2 goals out of nothing, and we had 4 or 5 moments where we couldn't produce. If you told me before the game that these players will be shooting from these positions, I'd have said, happy days. Tottenham suffered a 2-1 defeat by Aston Villa in the Premier League on Sunday afternoon. Rodrigo Bentancur gave Spurs an early lead by a Morgan Rogers thunderbolt, and Emiliano Buendia's late winner helped Villa to a comeback win in North London. Spurs are now 6th in the league, but just 1 point behind 4th-placed Bournemouth. Next up is a crunch Champions League clash with Monaco.Football. London will bring you updates from Thomas Frank's post-match press conference, with the manager expected to react to the defeat, as well as offer an update on Christian Romero. The Spurs captain was due to start the match, but pulled out just 20 minutes before kickoff. Aston Villa fought back from a goal behind to snatch all 3 points from Tottenham on a rainy afternoon in North London. Rodrigo Bentancur had blasted Thomas Frank's side ahead after just 5 minutes when he raced onto João Palhinha's headed knockback before applying a confident finish. Spurs thought they had grabbed a second goal when Mohamed Kudus burst in behind the Aston Villa backline before driving the ball under Emiliano Martinez, but the strike was chalked off correctly due to offside. The visitors then drew themselves level when Rogers, who was linked with a big money transfer to Spurs in August, collected the ball and looped a dipping long-range strike that flew past Guglielmo Vicario. Substitute Emi Buendia then won the game for Villa with a curling strike that left Vicario rooted to the spot. Football London is on hand to provide you with player ratings as Tottenham dropped points for the 3rd consecutive Premier League home match.